Again, I'm Corey, and this is the second vlog of my Perfectly Imperfect Vlog Challenge. And since last time I did talk about something I like, Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I think I'll talk a little bit more about that today. For this video, I'm just gonna do a narrated, what we call a narrated sparring. So I'm gonna narrate a roll or a spar that I did with one of my friends about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And yeah, and kind of tell you what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, what he's doing, and maybe kind of give you a little insight of and teach you of what's happening during these roles, and maybe give some reasons why someone should take Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu over other martial arts. And yeah, so here we go. Alrighty, so right here we are obviously not at my university, Gracie University, my academy, Jiu-Jitsu Academy. We're at my friend's garage because this is the only place we can train right now in LA due to all the pandemic and everything else. So this is a rolling session between Matt and I. Matt is a blue belt under the same school I am at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and he's been training about 5 years, and he also did wrestling in high school, and he coaches wrestling actually at the high school level. Right here, he's about to trying to take me down with the single leg takedown. I try to stop it. I stop it by adjusting my foot on the outside of his hip, and then he just forces me down. And this position right here, we call it, I think it's the dog fight, because we're both trying to fight for positions. And I have my arm over it. We call that a whizzer. And I'm trying to drive his head down, but then I believe he grabs my knee and he puts me into his open guard. This position I really like because it gives me the opportunity to attack Matt with different submissions, chokes, triangle chokes, arm bars, stuff like that. He is trying to actually pass my guard or get in a dominant position. Right here I'm holding his head and holding his arm so he doesn't pass. And he is working his way to get past my legs to either get in side mount or the mount position, or he could start doing his attacks as well. I think right here I try to go for a choke, but then it doesn't work, and he gets into my side control. And this position is very dangerous, not just for grappling, but if you're in a street fight in this position, because you get punched in the face, elbow, knee, kick, and it'd be very hard to defend because the person is on top of you, raining out punches or knees. And if you don't know how to defend yourself or stop them from attacking in this position, it could be very dangerous. And from the side control, he moves into mount. I didn't like it. I felt he was off balance, so I swept him into a 3/4 guard, where now I'm kind of in the dominant position where I'm trying to work for the pass. But even though Matt is on the bottom, he is in a dominant position as well because he can do chokes like he is doing to me right now. He is working a guillotine choke, and he's trying to get his legs wrapped around my body, but I'm pushing it down, and so he doesn't get that position and leverage. So I end up on top, and he puts me into half guard. My goal right here is to get past his legs, get past his guard, so I could end up in the side mount or even in the mount position. I have my right hand under his left arm so he doesn't take my back or anything, and it's just more control, and I'm driving pressure onto his upper body. He's doing a very good job at keeping me inside the half guard. And the good part about jiu-jitsu is size doesn't matter. It does actually in some cases, but they teach you how to use leverage to get those advantages. And in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, it's human chess. So we're thinking 3 to 4 moves ahead, trying to get that advantage and do different strategies to submit our opponent. And even though I have more jiu-jitsu experience than Matt is very knowledgeable at other grappling arts as well, which has helped him tremendously in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So he's been wrestling, like I said before, a lot, and he is one of my coaches that he's been helping me a lot in my wrestling and teaching me other grappling forms. And right here I'm going for a Kimura, which is a shoulder lock, where I want to get his hand behind his back, and it actually breaks the shoulder. But I wouldn't try to break it because Matt would tap before that, and he's defending well. But I'm losing position because I'm going for that submission, and it puts me back into his half guard. And kind of just like in real life, if you're not going all out for one thing, you might lose something else. So same thing with jiu-jitsu. I lost the submission, and he gained the half guard. And over here I went for a submission and I lost it. So now we end up standing again. I push him up against the cage. I either trying to get both my arms under his arms, and I believe right here I go for a single leg takedown, but he's defending with his leg, making his leg heavy, putting on the outside of my body, and he's driving his weight down, forcing me to go down on my knees because he's bringing that weight down. And we end up back in my open guard. Side note, I highly recommend jiu-jitsu for everyone, women and children especially. Jiu-jitsu can definitely help in any situation, give you more confidence, and it's and some of the stats are, I think 80 to 90% of fights end up on the ground. So if you don't know how to defend yourself on the ground, you could be in big trouble. I like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu over a lot of the striking arts. In my previous video, I mentioned that I picked this over Muay Thai or kickboxing or boxing because it lets the smaller guy be able to defend themselves and even submit people and stop the fight if you're ever in danger. Because the focus of striking arts is knocking your opponent down, knocking the person down. If someone's attacking me, I want to knock him out. And to me, that was kind of unrealistic. Me, a 140-pound person, trying to knock down a 200-pound guy doesn't seem realistic to me. Whereas jiu-jitsu, it gives me the tools to be able to choke someone out, armbar, knee bars, stuff like that, to be able to stop the fight if I need to. And jiu-jitsu, when you learn chokes, everyone, doesn't matter what size you are, everyone gets choked. Everyone could get choked out. The neck isn't a very strong muscle, I guess you would say, but you can be choked out. Doesn't matter the size, your size. So I had my wife start taking the women's empowerment class at Grace University, and she was doing it for 6 months, and then all this started happening, so we had to stop, do a little bit at home, but then she got pregnant, so she is learning it, and it's really for her safety, because she does massage therapy and she goes to clients' houses, she goes out places at night, so it's just to protect herself and make her more aware of situational awareness around her environment. So I highly recommend women taking it because it makes you more aware of what's around you and your surroundings, and being able to protect yourself if someone grabs you from behind, or grabs you from, if you're walking down an alley or walking in the park and someone just grabs you and takes you to the ground and wants to do something to you or even kidnap you. Jiu-jitsu helps with protecting yourself in those situations and fighting enough so you have time to just get away. Whereas if you're learning taekwondo, boxing, kickboxing, etc., any of those fighting arts, your goal is to punch someone or knock them out or kick them. And what happens when you punch someone in the face and you don't knock them out? They get pissed off. Especially if they're a big dude or a big person, they get pissed off even more, and they'll grab you and take you to the ground. And then that's where jiu-jitsu is important, is learning how to ground fight. Learning to protect yourself in the ground position. Because when you end up in the ground, a lot of times you'll end up in that, that person might end up, especially if you're smaller, to end up in this position right here, the mount position. And this position is dangerous for anyone, because Matt right here, if he wanted to, he could sit up and punch me in the face, elbow me, and really do a lot of damage. Whereas if I try to punch him, I can't reach his face. So when he sat up like that, you can see my arms won't even reach his face because I don't have the arm length, and I don't even have the power from that bottom position. Whereas he has all that downward force. In this position right here, he has all that downward force to come down and land an elbow or land a fist on my face. Whereas I don't have any of that. So my goal in this position is to keep him close, and prevent those big punches. If he does those small jabs, that's fine. It's better than me getting knocked out with a big punch and him punching my head and my head bouncing off the ground. So for women, jiu-jitsu would be a good way for you to learn to protect yourself in any situation. If someone's on top of you, tries to grab you from behind, tries to force you in a van, it gives you those tools to escape and get out, and give you enough time to go get help. And it gives you those situational awarenesses for everyone, and for kids too. If you're being bullied at school, you want to be able to learn to protect yourself against a bully, be able to stand up for yourself. Jiu-jitsu has given me the tools I need to be more confident in the street. Just the way I walk around, my posture, whatever. I'm not scared of getting in a confrontation because I know I can handle myself. I'm not going out there looking for it, but it helps me be more aware, and helps me with more confidence. Jiu-jitsu is just like car insurance or life insurance. I drive a car, I don't want to get in a car accident, but if I do, at least I have the insurance. And like life insurance, if I die, at least my family will be taken care of. They'll get something from my death. That's a little morbid, but yeah, so jiu-jitsu is just like that. It's just preparing yourself for the worst situations. Like someone had your back right here, and he's choking me. It's on my face, on my jaw, but if he does it hard enough, he actually break my jaw. But just getting in these situations, just being confident and comfortable in these close situations where you might be if someone is trying to sexually assault you or be on top of you. I don't know how I got into that, but this is why I think jiu-jitsu is important for not just men, but also for women as well. And I'd recommend, if you have a wife, daughter, granddaughter, whatever, get them into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Find a good school that focuses on self-defense, because a lot of Jiu-Jitsu schools focus on tournaments and stuff like that, which is good, but they don't all necessarily go over what if someone's on top of you trying to punch you in the face, or someone's trying to attack you with a weapon or whatever. It's just self-defense should be the main priority the first couple years of your jiu-jitsu or martial arts career or hobby, because it is ultimately, you want to be able to protect yourself if you're walking down the street. So yeah, that was basically why I do jiu-jitsu, and kind of got off a tangent and went away from the role. But as you can see, I am smaller than Matt. Matt is around, I think, 175, 170. I'm 30 pounds lighter, so it does make a difference. I've rolled with people that are 200 pounds, and I was able to hold my own against those people, and they had about 5 years of jiu-jitsu experience. So if that was a 200-pound guy on the street and he has no jiu-jitsu experience, versus someone my size, would go a lot differently. If I'd be able to protect myself and hopefully defend myself in that situation. On multiple attackers, on the other case, is different. You have legs, so run away. Anytime you're in a situation or walking someplace you don't know what's going on, walk away or run away. And just be aware, and especially around these times nowadays, it's during this pandemic and everything, life is different. So more crime has started, and you just have to be more aware of your situation, your surroundings, and always be prepared for anything. So yeah, this is vlog 2 of the Imperfectly Perfect Vlog Challenge, and I think next time I might stray away from the jiu-jitsu stuff and maybe talk about something else, maybe DigiWay, my online marketing company, or my dog, or my cat. But yeah, everyone have a good day. Thank you. Bye.